There we go.
We're
recording. Awesome. So I just want to start by saying welcome to everyone who maybe this is your first Zoom or maybe you just joined our team. I'm Beth. I'm local to some of you. I'm from Mumford, Tennessee, so if that gives you any idea. And then Jessica and Stephen are on here. They're part of our upline. They're from good old Huntsville, Alabama.
Right? Roll Tide.
None of that. So we just wanted to hop on here so y'all can we can kind of all just meet each other. Y'all can ask questions, just go over some stuff. So first, I just wanted to say, like, I'm so super pumped for this team. Like, we're growing by the day, and we're constantly adding people, and so I'm just excited to see where this team will be a month from now, and then where we'll be a year from now. So I'm super pumped, and I just want you all to know that you're in the right place. Like, I think it's been almost 2 months for me, and 2 months ago, I never even thought that this is where I would be. So things are moving quickly, and it's going well, and I'm just super pumped about it. So whether I'm hoping most of you, if you're on this call, you've at least tried the product. If you haven't, like, get your hands on it ASAP, because that's what's going to help you. You know, the more you love the product and the more excited you are, that's what's going to drive your business. So really, even if you have tried the product, one thing that you may not realize that this is a big deal for me is that this is something that is one of a kind. Like, this is not something that you can go to Walmart and buy. This is not something that you can walk into a GNC and say, hey, I want pure therapeutic ketones. This isn't something that you can get anywhere else. So all your people that want this, you're where they're going to get it from. They're not going to be able to get it from anybody else. Like, I mean, I think about people that sell makeup, like, you can buy that anywhere. I think about people who, you know, sell Scentsy, you can buy that at Walmart. Like, I mean, so this is something that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, and your customers aren't going to be able to get it anywhere else. So that's just something to think about, to realize what you found and what you have your hands on and how many people are going to want that. So it's pretty cool to think about. So one thing that I want to talk about is Facebook, and give y'all just some, like, social media tips. I know we've had a lot of questions about Facebook. Y'all, like, I'm not really getting much interaction, and Jessica can kind of give some tips on this as well, of how to kind of build your following on Facebook or any kind of social media. If you're on Instagram, Snapchat, Jessica's always snapping her keto on Snapchat. I love it. And just different ways for you to get the product out there. So one thing that I've done lately that I've noticed a huge difference is just expanding your friends. So, like, I went through my husband's Facebook and I added just a whole bunch of people. Just, I mean, they're like, oh, that's so-and-so's wife. I know him. Yeah, I'll add her. You know, and so just expand your friends list. Expand your zone of people that see your posts. Because in reality, you know, Mandy talks about this all the time. If you have 500 friends, probably really only 10 of them are seeing your post. So it's important not only to add new friends, but to interact with other people. So don't just post all day long. You know, go to people and comment on their stuff. You know, if somebody just had a baby, comment on that. So just be real interactive with people that you're friends with, and not just people on your feed. Because if they're on your feed, then that probably means you interact with them before. And so maybe go through your friends list and expand through other people. Jessica, do you have any other tips on, as far as using Facebook, different things like that?
What you said is absolutely true. Make sure, though, whenever you do post on Facebook, that you're keeping a good mixture of real life posts and also prove it posts. If you do post a real life prep post, you can add prove it in there. So if you're talking about something that your kids did that day, or you know, how busy you were, or maybe you went to the grocery store and they had a big sale. I don't care. I post everything on Facebook. So the more you post on Facebook, the better, but that doesn't mean the more you post about Prove It on Facebook, the better. So you want to keep a really good mixture and not just be constantly posting keto, buy my stuff. So it works best if you use your own real life experience, like how you feel. So I'll say all the time, like, you know, today I made a post and said that I'm down 2 more pounds. I feel great. I can't believe this stuff, But you also can't always talk about yourself. So I will use other people's stories. I will post their before and after pictures. I will actually take exactly what they said and copy and paste it. Don't ever share anybody else's thing, because that will link customers back to them. So if you were on my Facebook and you're like, oh, I love what Jessica said, don't hit share. You can actually copy and paste it and put it on your own Facebook. I wouldn't copy and paste it word for word, because maybe you don't talk like me. Maybe you don't use 97 emojis like I do. You know, you want to be true to who you are. You don't want to copy me exactly, but you can still say what I'm saying. Just tweak it a little bit so that it's your own. But yeah, definitely follow the leader. So if you see somebody's post who like is getting a ton of attention and you're like, oh man, that's a good one, like totally take it. And that's what we're here for. Like, we want you guys to do what we're doing. Just make sure, like I said, that we're not all doing it word for word, because especially if you all live in the same town, and everybody's like, what the heck, you have the same friends and they're seeing the exact same thing posted, and it just doesn't seem real, you know? So keep it real for sure. And like Beth was saying, interact with other people. So we recommend that we comment on each other's stuff, because it bumps it up in the newsfeed. The more comments you have, like the more popular a post is and the more people will see it. So it's awesome when you can help out your fellow teammates. Like anytime I see a Prove It post, I try to comment on it. And then if anybody comments on my post, I try to go back and comment on their post. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm interacting with other people besides just Prove It promoters. So I'll go down through my Facebook, and I don't have a lot of time right now because we're so stinking busy. So I haven't been able to do this as much, but I'll try to find a few minutes a day to go through Facebook and really just kind of look for random people. You can also single out people. So if you have somebody in your mind who you're like, oh my gosh, I know they would love this stuff, they need it, it would help them so much, and maybe you just don't feel comfortable reaching out to them and being like, hey, I've got a product I really think you would like, which you totally should be able to do that. But let's just say you don't feel comfortable doing that. I will like single them out, and I will literally go to their page and start commenting on their stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to have anything to do with keto, obviously. I mean, maybe it's a picture of their kid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. I mean, I'm not lying, but maybe I don't even care about their kid, but I'm just trying to get this girl I'm just trying to get her to be able to see my post more too. So the birthday thing is good. If you will go, I usually go down through there and see whose birthday it is and the birthdays that are coming up. If you comment happy birthday, so did everybody else. You know what I mean? So that person's not necessarily going to be able to, they're not going to show up in your feed, and you're not going to show up in theirs. But if you'll go way down on the birthday list, because Facebook tells you like the whole entire month of birthdays. So if you'll go all the way down to the bottom and go on their page and look and see, something that you want to comment on, that will bump them in your newsfeed. But actually doing the happy birthday thing does not. We used to think it did, but it's not. It doesn't really help you. Start your post out with emojis. They get seen more. Like, we all use emojis, or the majority of us do. But if you'll actually put an emoji at the beginning of your post and then one again at the end, Facebook likes that. Pictures and videos. Pictures, I think videos are the number one most like popular thing in news feeds. A lot of times it's because most people don't have their phone set up to where it won't automatically play the video. So if they're scrolling through, it's automatically going to start playing that video. So it's going to have more views, and so it's going to pop up in more people's feeds. So I'm super pro live video. You don't have to do one every single day, but if you can try to do a live video at least once a week and keep it interesting and talk about something else other than just Prove It, definitely talk about Prove It, but try to talk about something else in your video. That's going to help your entire Facebook get so much more interaction, because Facebook is set up to where once you go live, it actually sends out a notification to like a bunch of people on your newsfeed. So they don't actually have to be scrolling through and just magically see that you're live. They're going to get a notification that says Jessica Craig is live. And of course they're going to click on it. So, right there, they're already interacting with me right away just by watching my live video. Even if they only stay on there for 2 seconds and don't actually watch the whole thing, it ends up helping. And then using pictures. Like wordy posts, I don't know about y'all, but I don't even freaking read them. I'm just like, scroll if there's too many words. But if it has a bunch of emojis in it and maybe like use all caps on some words, break up your post a little bit. So maybe like say something and then make a couple spaces and then say something else. That way it's not just like a big paragraph, because nobody's going to read that. The before and after pictures are awesome. Like your own personal story is number one, hands down, the best thing you can post. But use other people. People also want to see that this is working for other people besides just you. So I would say post about Prove It at least 3 times a day, but post about real life stuff 3 times a day as well. And make your posts like morning, noon, and night, because you're going to catch the early morning crowd who's maybe on their phone before work, and then you're going to catch the lunch break people. And then if you'll do it about this time at night, you've got the people who are just sitting around Facebooking before they go to bed. Instagram's great too. Oh my gosh, hashtags. So I have been hashtagging forever. Like I always hashtag about whatever. But if you will hashtag keto life, ketogenic, all the keto words, because, that's actually a way of life. People, get into ketosis nutritionally. So you've got all these people, especially on Instagram. It's crazy. Can y'all hear me? It's in my connection was unstable.
Yeah, you're kind of going in and out, but I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. Ketogenic. Yeah. Okay, so you've got a lot of people who are already looking at that hashtag for recipe ideas and different stuff like that. And once I've gotten 2 customers already, and I'm like, how did you find me? Because it's just somebody totally random. We had no friends in common or anything. And she said she had just looked up the hashtag keto or keto life, and she found my stuff, and she ended up going to my page and scrolling through. Keep your post public, so that way people that do see your hashtags can actually click on your post. If you don't feel comfortable keeping all your posts public, that's okay. But if it's anything about Prove It, click the little arrow and make sure that it's a public post so everyone can see it. Also, we learned that if you do use Instagram and Facebook, you can make the same exact post, but don't link them. So on Instagram, whenever you make a post, you can, make it go to Facebook too without having to do the work. But like a social media specialist told us that wasn't the best idea. It was better to do them separate. So just something to think about. And Snapchat, for real. Like, I get people snapping me all day, and they're like, because I'm constantly snapping about keto, and so they'll snap me back and be like, what is this? Or, oh my gosh, I got to try that, or that looks really good. So it definitely has helped my business too. You wouldn't think that it would, but it does for sure. Do y'all have any questions off the top of your head that you can think of? I know most of you guys are brand spanking new. No dumb question. You can literally ask anything. We don't care. Don't be shy.
I want Karen to talk about for just a minute what it was like. What kind of response did you get the other day when you shared your progress picture? I know you were nervous about it.
Well, people really went crazy. I'm still getting a lot of messages. I had several people order. My husband shared my post, and one of my husband's friend's wives, I don't really know, messaged me and said, oh my gosh, my husband says I have to order this stuff. And before I could even answer her back, she messaged me again, and she says, what should I get? And before I answered her back, she said, never mind, I just ordered some stuff. So, we'll see. But yeah, I've had a lot of new customers, and I had a big response, lots of questions from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of new contacts, lots of things. And going back with that, and I've noticed y'all are really good about this. Be sure, if people comment on a post and have a question or something, don't post all the information in the post. Be sure you message them separately, because if there's other people who want to know, they're just going to read what you wrote, and then they're never going to contact you. You're never going to know that they were interested. Same thing with the campfire video. I try not to post my campfire video in the link, because you want them to message you, and then you can send them the campfire video. Same thing with price. I never post, Jessica and I had a conversation about this the other day. I never post even the price of my 5-day experience, the monthly price, nothing. I don't post any of that in the comments. I always just, if people message me, I'll tell them about it. And I make sure I never talk about price before I talk about the product. So a lot of times people just message you and be like, how much is it? Like, I'm not going to tell them that how much it is for a month's supply or even for a 5-day trial before I tell them what the product is, show them the campfire video, what it can, like, I pretty much just ignore their question until they kind of know more about the product, and then I'll answer it. But so that's a good tip too. Don't give away too much in your comments. Just go and message people individually, because that's going to help you build, you know, your contact of people that you want to follow up with and help you keep track of who you talk to and who you haven't.
Yeah, and you'll be building a relationship with that person. So you won't really feel so much like a salesman if you're actually having conversations with them instead of just posting your stuff on Facebook all the time. I mean, you'll see a huge difference. Like if I made a post that said, you know, 20% off keto today, I might have 5 people reach out and comment or order or whatever. But if I make a comment or a post that says, oh my gosh, you guys are not going to believe this amazing deal that Prove It's having. You are going to want to, you know, get in on this. You're not going to miss it. Comment below or message me if you want the details. And I'll have like 50 comments, 50 messages of people wanting to know. So I know that these people are interested in Prove It. And they want, you know, I'm not saying all of them ordered, but at least I have a list of people who I can reach out to later on, maybe when Prove It has another sale or something like that, and just check in on them and say, hey, I know you were interested before and you didn't get to order. I was just wondering if I could do anything for you. I want you to know about this awesome sale that Prove It's having. You know, it just makes a huge difference, I promise. So don't put it all out there for sure. Never.
And while we're kind of on the subject, Jessica, I know you are super organized, right? Aren't you?
He is.
Steve, he's like, yeah, right. So I pride myself on being organized at school, at least. I don't try to be organized when it comes to my Prove It biz. So I would suggest for everybody to have some kind of notebook or something that you keep up with, you know, who you've talked to, who's ordered a 5-day experience, who is a customer. You know, you want to be sure, just when somebody buys from your website, you don't want to say, okay, they're done, I don't have to worry about them anymore. Like, you want to continue to support them and check on them and see how they're doing, and because you want them to continue to reorder every month. You don't want them to use it for a month and be like, oh, well, I'm not really, you know, whatever, I don't really want this anymore. So you want to be sure you support them and keep up with the people that buy your 5-day trials. You know, I try my best to follow up with people when I think they're on day 2-ish. That way, if they don't like the way it tastes, or, you know, they're like, I'm not really feeling this. A lot of times if they've tried it for a day or 2 and they don't like it, they'll just quit. They won't try it anymore. So I don't want to wait a week till they've wasted 2 samples and all they have left is 3 and they're like, I don't really want this anymore. So I try to stay on top of following up with people that have bought, and even people that you've just talked to and they're like, oh, I don't have the money right now. You know, I'll just make a little note. They said they get paid on January 20th. I'm going to message them back, you know, around that time, and different things like that. So what are some things, Steven, I guess, that y'all do to try to keep up with, to follow up with people?
We do all of our 5-day experiences through PayPal, and there's a way that you can actually download all of the people that purchase any 5-day experience from you, and we just message them on Facebook. We've got a little saying that we copy and paste. You would be surprised at the amount of people that don't even take it, and you would think paying $25 for a 5-day experience that they would take it right away. But there's been times where
a ton of people.
Yeah,
we
there's
were
been
like, what?
times where it's been like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks out, and it's like, oh, I haven't tried it yet. I was going to try it tomorrow. It's like, why not? And, you know, jump on this.
We had a ton of people too who were like, oh, it tasted terrible.
Right.
And so, number one, they probably just drank it with water. And so I would say maybe 8 out of 10 people don't like it with water. I mean, I'm like, y'all are idiots. I would drink it if it tasted like pee just because it works so good, you know. But some people are super, super picky, and so you have to make sure you're helping them. So if we had never reached, or if he had never reached out to those people to follow up and see what's up, they probably would have just never even tried it again. So definitely keep in contact and try to give them ideas, and make sure you're adding everybody to keeping it keto. Like when we first started, things got so busy so quick. We were like way behind even adding people to keeping it keto. So try to stay on top of it. Add all your 5-day customers, all your website customers, everybody, all your promoters. They all go on keeping it keto, and then just promoters go on Team Faith. So on Keeping It Keto, we try to keep that literally just customer based. So we don't ask for any kind of like business questions on there, anything like that. You want to keep that on Team Faith or in, our group threads, the message threads. So
a good practice to have though is when you're filling out their envelope or printing off their mailing label or whatever, go ahead and contact them on Facebook and say, hey, I'm adding you to our customer page. So that way y'all can get some ideas as soon as y'all get y'all's ketos in. Then, if y'all don't like the way it tastes or whatever, try all these different flavors. So.
Mm-hmm. And I try to, also, I was really bad at this. Of sending that drink your sample video, be sure that you send that to everybody that you send a 5-day experience to, or if there's anybody that just goes ahead and orders off the website, be sure you send them that drink your sample video, because that's going to help them know how to mix it, different things, especially when it comes to the orange. To me, the biggest piece of information from that video is them knowing if you start your first day with orange, do half and half, split it up. So unless you're like Justin, you just don't care, just keep me on with you. But so do y'all have any questions about following up with people? Does anybody else do anything different that maybe helps you keep up with things, or anything there to add?
Just be super excited. I know most of you guys probably have a full-time job, and so you're trying to balance your job, your kids, your family, whatever, in your private business. And I know it can be stressful, so do try to plan ahead and say, I'm going to wake up 30 minutes early. I'm going to work on my private stuff, or I'm going to make sure that I set aside this time tonight after my kids go to bed, and I'm going to work on my private stuff. So if you just let it go and say, I'll do it when I have time, you're never going to have time. You're never going to it's never going to be the right time of day. So you just have to really make sure that if you want, it just depends on what you want. If you really want to be successful and make something from this, like maybe you really want to make this your full-time income at some point, put in as much work as you can. And I know, whenever I worked a full-time job and I tried to do a side business like this, it got really, really stressful, especially because we had a baby. And so I was like going kind of crazy. But my upline kept telling me, I know it's stressful, but the work you put in now is going to repay you times 1,000,000 in the future. And you're going to be so thankful that you are doing all this. And so I just want to tell that to all of you guys, like, this company is brand spanking new. Just imagine if you had gotten in when a company was a year old. That's doing awesome. Just imagine. And so here we are. We're all in it. And it's just a year old, and it's amazing. The product is insane. The clinical studies, like, they're fixing to come out with all this stuff at Epic, and I'm just like dying. I can't even believe how amazing this product is. I was excited about it for the fat loss because I have a 4-month-old baby and I had weight to lose, but I'm so excited about what this product is going to do for people in some major, major ways. So the company is awesome. I have no doubt that they're heading in the right direction. They know what they're doing, and we're all in the right place at the right time. So just work hard now, and it's going to pay off soon, very soon. I mean, it's just exploding. Like, every day my phone's going off of all of you guys and our entire team. So-and-so joined our team. So-and-so joined our team. I'm like, who are these people? I don't even know who these people are. And so it's like y'all, and it's just so exciting. I've never in my life seen anything like this and been this excited about it. Like, I'm dying. I'm so excited. Y'all are like, what the heck? She's insane.
I love it. She's crazy, but I love it. Something else, I know that a lot of people, I think there's 3 or 4 people on here who, 3 people who've just joined, like fresh out the gate, and have not purchased or have not decided if they're purchasing a promoter pack. So I just want to talk a little bit about that and what it can do for your business. I just remember one thing that always sticks with me is, before I decided to be a promoter, I was on a Zoom with Michael Rutherford, and all I could think about was that like $800 something price tag on that experience pack. And I was like, this man is crazy if he thinks I'm really about to buy this. Like, he's crazy. And he said to me, all of your people are going to come in with the same gusto that you do. And I was like, shut up. Like, how in the world am I going to expect anybody else to want to come in with this experience pack if I myself won't do it? And so I didn't have $900. I'm a school teacher. My husband's a school teacher. Like, we broke. Okay. So that was not an option. I was like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? So I put it on a credit card. That's not something I do all the time, but I did it. And I had it sold within like a week and a half, I think. And so I made all my money back and then some. And so I just want you, I know that that's a large pill to swallow and don't feel like that's what you absolutely have to do. But if you want to build this business and you want to build it quickly, I would definitely recommend coming with the promoter pack. Because I just think about now, what would my business be like if I hadn't come in with that? If I didn't have samples to get to customers. I mean, just think about how slow your business is going to be if you don't have those samples on hand to give to people. So,
and everybody, you know, I've had a few people just go in and order because they're so excited and they see how excited I am. But I would say the majority of the people are going to want to try it first before they buy. And so if you don't have those trials, we can figure it out. But like Beth said, it's going to take a little bit of time. And most people are super impatient. Once they see that campfire video and they decide they want the product, they're like, how quickly can you get it to me? Like, I need a trial right now. And if you have to say, well, I don't have any, you know, I'm taking pre-orders, or I'm going to be getting them from my upline and I'll get it to you next week or something like that, you may end up losing customers because, you know, hopefully you won't, especially if they're your friends or family, but the people are just impatient and they want it and they want it right now. And I'm the same way. Like, whenever I decide I want something, I'm like, hell's bells, we're going to get it, whatever it is. You know, I just got to have it. So, and also, like, if you invest, so we didn't have the money either. And so we put it on a credit card. And as soon as I did it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we just did that. And so I had to make sure that I sold them. And so I worked my butt off those first, that like very minute right after I hit the button. You know, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We just spent all this money. We got to sell these things. So it made me work harder because I knew I had an investment and I needed to get my money back. You know, that was my goal, was to get that paid off ASAP. And so I sold all of mine before I even got them in the mail. You know what I mean? So it's just about how hard you work, and that's going to make you work harder. So if there is any possible way to come in with a promoter pack, we totally recommend it because of everything we just said. Number two, if you can come in with that experience pack, the one that we all did and wanted to barf over, on top of having 39 trials to get out to people, you're going to have, and that's 39 5-day experiences. So it comes with like 200 packs, and you're going to be able to make about 39 of them. Besides that, you're going to get double commission for 30 days. So that is huge. Your first 30 days in this business is really big because that's when the majority of your close friends and family are going to join you. And so getting double commission is like a huge pay chunk. So if you can, please do it. If you can't, we understand. We're not trying to, like, you know, shame you or anything, because you can be successful coming in with nothing. We had a girl on our team who didn't even have the money to buy a 5-day trial, and her friend actually gave it to her because she wanted her to try this product. So she signed up for free. She signed up as a promoter for free, and she ended up earning her GoPro, Go MVP, all of it within her first week. And then she made $1,000 her first week. And then within 2 weeks, she's made $2,000. So you can do this, guys. I mean, you just have to want it, and you just have to, you know, stay plugged in. Being on this Zoom tonight, that's a big deal. So pat yourself on the back because you care enough about your business to take the time out of your night to be on the Zoom, you know, listening on the conference calls when you can. Anything you can do, stay plugged into the team page. We realize that you can't do it all, but when you can, it makes a huge difference in your business and really helps keep you pumped up if you're staying connected to everybody. Get that campfire video out to everybody. Everybody. I'm talking send it to everybody. Don't just post it on your Facebook. Go through and message your people personally, anybody that you care about, and be like, I have got to show you this. Like, you're going to die when you see this, you know, and just that's all it takes, is just getting it out there. So get them to watch the campfire video. Ask questions, have them ask you questions, like get the conversation going, and then get a 5-day trial in their hands. That's it. And then blast how awesome you feel everywhere you go. Talk about how great you feel. Talk about it on Facebook. And then also the opportunity. Do not be afraid to share the opportunity. I love this product and I want to get it into as many hands as possible, but I also love this business opportunity. Like, I want other people to have what we have. I want other people to be able to have more financial freedom, you know? And so I don't feel uncomfortable posting about trying to get promoters or talking to people about becoming promoters, because we just have the best secret in the world and we want to share it with people. So I just want you guys to feel comfortable doing all those things. Never feel like you have to know anything. We rolled up in here, we didn't even know a thing, nothing. I mean, and we just used our upline, and that's what we want y'all to do. And that's what Beth is so awesome at, is, you know, she's so great at connecting with all of you and staying in contact. So reach out to her, reach out to me too, but definitely reach out to Beth and throw her in a group message with, if you've got a girl who has questions or whoever, and you're just say, oh, I don't really know, but let me get you in a group message with my upline Beth, and she's awesome and she can answer all your questions. And then if Beth can't answer them, she'll be like, hang on, let me get my upline Jessica. She'll answer, you know, she knows what she's talking about. And then if I don't know, I'll be like, hang on, let me get Mandy. I don't know. So that also helps with making people feel like they can do what you're doing. So if you know all the answers and they feel like, oh my gosh, I bet you Beth spends all the hours in her day that she has learning all this mess. Like, I can't do that. I don't have time for that. I got a job. I got kids. I don't have time to learn all that mess. But if they're like, well, dang, all Beth did was send me a campfire video and then throw me in a group message with her upline. She didn't even do anything. You know, then they feel like they can do what you're doing, because look how easy and duplicatable that is. So use us, use the tools. Don't feel like you're bugging anybody. That's what we want you to do. That's what Prove It has taught us. That's what they have in place. So never feel like you have to answer any kind of medical questions or anything. Nothing. If somebody asks you a question, be like, hang on just a second. Let me get you some information. And ask one of us, or look in the Zendesk, I think is what it's called. I'll post it in a group message right after we get finished with this, and make sure you guys save it to the notes on your phone. It has tons and tons of frequently asked medical questions. So I send that out all the time to people. I'm like, here you go, here you go, here you go. There's videos, like there's just so many tools and stuff for all of us to use. It's amazing. Prove It is freaking amazing. I love it.
And definitely, I just want to piggyback on that real quick. When it comes to like third-party validation, like somebody said to me the other day, well, I've been talking to this girl for a few days and she just doesn't really, know that she wants. I'm like, no, talking about becoming a promoter. I'm like, why is she not in a group message with me? Like, seriously. And this isn't wait till they, have asked all their questions and you've spilled your guts. This is, hey, Karen, I want a little bit of information about becoming a promoter. Awesome. Let me put you in a group message with Beth. Don't spill your guts and make them feel like they have to know all that information. Like Jessica said, do it right away and then let them ask their questions, and, you can just sit back and do nothing.
And the Zooms are great. Like, this is a team Zoom, for you guys. But if you don't know, or you haven't been on one, we do potential promoter Zooms a lot. And so we have one set up for every single Tuesday night, but we'll do them anytime. So if you've got a few people who are interested in being a promoter, let's get them on a Zoom so that way they can ask questions and stuff too. But if they can't do that, or they don't want to do a Zoom, a group message is totally fine. So use the little voice recorder too when you're talking to people. Like, it will save your thumbs and it's more personable. People love it when you do the voice recorder. So it's kind of weird at first. I was like, oh, this is freaking weird. But I love it and I use it all the time.
You do. Awesome. So does anybody have any questions about, how to get potential promoters? I know that's something that is asked a lot. Anybody struggling with that? Anybody need help with that? Have questions about that?
Do y'all feel this was beneficial? Y'all are just looking at us.
Who are these crazy people?
I know.
I love it. Okay, thanks for sharing that. Like, perfect. Okay, do you have anything else, Jess?
Oh, yes. Yeah, y'all just know that we're always here to help you, and don't ever feel like you're, hanging out by yourself, because there's always somebody that can help you. And just be super excited. Excitement sells.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any
Are we
questions
good?
about anything else before we end? Ready? Good. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, I hope y'all have a good night. I'm going to
All
try to
right.
figure out how to get this posted, and I'll whoever couldn't be on can watch it.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Jess.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.